All right. So the rankings just came out, and as I thought and suspected, Jon Jones would rightfully just walk right back into being the number one pound for pound fighter as he rightfully deserved. If I was being honest, I would have just had Jon Jones kind of sitting there. The only thing I kind of understood was when they kind of took him out because he was so inactive for so long. I get it. But I would have just left him there because, I mean, it's obvious he's the GOAT. Like, people want to make all these different things to say he's a GOAT. But beyond that, I think the voters, the panelists, and even some of the MMA fans right now, I think the honeymoon phase with Alexander Volkanovski for them has not ended. And let me just say this right here. I want to just blame the panelists, and obviously the UFC does have some say in terms of like the criteria of how things are set, right? Because I understand that the panelists are the ones that pick the rankings and things like that. But if there was some form of structure inside of how you can earn title shots, how you can get your rankings, then it'd be a lot different in terms of how the panelists and how the fans would perceive it. For an example, in the NBA, if the number 2 seed beats the number 1 seed in the NBA Finals, the number 1 2 seed is now officially the best team in the world, and they're the NBA champions. You know what I mean? Like, that's how the criteria is set up. That's how the playoffs works. That's how the NBA Finals works. But in the UFC, you could have a title fight where there's a number 2 ranked pound for pound guy facing a number 1 ranked pound for pound guy, aka Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. Then you could have number 2 beat number 1, meaning Islam beat Alexander Volkanovski officially, not what people think how the fight went officially. And number 2 remains number 1. That's like someone losing in the NBA Finals, right? And the number 2 seed beating the number 1 seed in the NBA Finals. But oh wait, no. The number 2 seed had a little bit more weight, or this and that. So the number 1 seed is still the NBA champions, even though they lost. Yeah, woo! Makes perfect sense. Like, I want some people to understand how stupid they sound when they say that, because it doesn't make any sense at all. How the hell can you guys sit there and say, oh well, it was a weight thing, and if it was the same weight, man, shut up. Do everybody a favor and shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be objective. Like, this is what happened. Volkanovski lost. There's no reason why Here's the thing, guys. Jon Jones is number 1, right? This is official rankings. Volkanovski is now number 2. And Islam is now number 3. Look at the amount of disrespect has been given to Islam Makhachev. And I'm not even an Islam fan. I'm just a realist. You get what I'm trying to say? My favorite fighters are Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway, and Tony Ferguson. Those are my 3 favorite fighters. But I'm still going to be real when it comes to, calling out the blatant obvious here. Like, what is going on? It's an extreme level of disrespect to Islam. Jon Jones, anybody with common sense already knew that Jon Jones was going to be number 1 pound for pound. I just said it in my last video before the official rankings came out. We knew that was going to happen, right? But in terms of Islam, he beat number 3 already, which was Charles Oliveira at the time. Then he beat number 1, which was Alexander Volkanovski at the time. How is he number 3 still? And he's on like a 12-fight win streak. So what's going on here? Before Islam had those wins, I myself was saying that Islam had not beaten anybody yet, because I truly believe that. He was beating guys like Drew Dober, Thiago Moises wasn't that bad. He beat Bobby Green, Dan Hooker. Like, these were the wins that he was getting. Of course, you can only face who's put in front of you, but I didn't really believe in Islam that much before. But when he got a win over Charles Oliveira, a guy who was super dominant for a long time, and a guy like Volkanovski who's been dominant his whole UFC career, obviously he should have earned his right to be the number 1 pound for pound. But here comes Jon Jones taking his spot as he rightfully deserves, and that's fine. But at least have Islam Makhachev sitting at number 2 and Volkanovski at number 3. He lost to Islam. So it's disrespectful, man, to Islam overall. Obviously, I knew it was gonna happen with Jon Jones, but yeah, I think people are in love with Volkanovski. But like I said, once again, I blame it on the UFC. Yeah, I know. Yep, I blame it on the UFC for not having a set criteria, because things like this won't happen in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's different arguments you could have made with different things, but in terms of just how the rankings work, it does not matter. For an example, my Los Angeles Lakers are a low seed right now. Right now, the Memphis Grizzlies, with their point guard, Ja Morant, they're facing some weird times. Maybe they might not have Ja Morant for the playoffs this year. Maybe he might be out for the rest of the season due to the things that's going on with him, right? If we play the Memphis Grizzlies in the playoffs, my Lakers, and we play the Grizzlies, It doesn't matter if they don't have John Morant or they didn't have size or their point guard laws, so they didn't have a point guard, so it doesn't count. If we beat them, we beat them. There's no reason why people should be making excuses for Volkanovski. He's talking about size and this and that and rah. Like, oh man, it's been absolutely. I feel bad for Islam more than anything. I really truthfully do. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the ending of the rant. I'm sure some of you guys might have some comments to say, and I'll be replying to y'all. If you guys are new to the channel, I reply to most comments. So when you guys let your thoughts be heard, I'll be willing to debate you guys about it or chop it up with you guys about whatever you have to say. So do me a favor, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you guys never miss another upload, man. It's your boy JR Blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.